Why design one coloring book when you could design 3 at the same time? The Good Life, put a bow on it. Farmer's Market. Great question. I've never done anything the easy way. When there's an easy option and a hard option, we all know what I'm gonna choose. But this is the final sample on the first of 3 brand new coloring books that I am releasing in the next few months that I'm so excited about. This is the Good Life coloring book. It is vintage European inspired patterns to help add a little creativity to your day, which is so fun and real. Like, I wanted to kind of have a variety of different patterns in here. So if you were busy and wanted to do a small, low commitment coloring page, there are a few in here. But if you want like a bigger project that might be a little bit more satisfying when you're done, there are some pretty complex ones too. So I think that like a nice healthy mix is the key to a good coloring book. And considering that each one of these takes me like 150 hours to draw, I have noodled on this a lot, like exactly what my philosophy is as to what makes a good coloring book. No one's thought about coloring books more than me, maybe in the history of humanity. So my first coloring book was through a publisher, but the next several coloring books I'm just doing on my own. That way I can kind of just do whatever I want with them, and I have taken full advantage of that opportunity. It's kind of like Taylor's version, but Elise's version, and there's no bad blood between me and my first publisher. They're amazing, but I just wanted to do these all on my own, and I'm super excited for that. I actually have like 10 up here in the noggin kind of rattling around, and I have this vision of them all being on a bookshelf in rainbow order with all of their colored stems. So anyway, that's what you can expect. But for now, we shall start with one. So let me take you through my incredibly well thought out coloring book. Like I said, vintage European inspired is kind of the vibe, but then I just latched on to like lemons as a thing, and so there's just a lot of lemon stuff in here. I kind of took inspo from my Lemoncello sticker script month theme, which if you don't know, I do a monthly sticker subscription. The very first month that I did had a theme that was Lemoncello. The vibes were very much like the cover of this book, and most of the sticker designs are coloring page-ified in here. And then I also took a trip last year to the Amalfi Coast and the South of France, and so I did take a lot of inspo pics during that trip. And actually, I can't wait to make a TikTok about one particular coloring page that'll show you. I'll just find it right now. This particular coloring page is inspired by the most disgusting public bathroom I've ever been in. And you might be wondering how that would end up in this aesthetic coloring book that I'm very proud of. And it's because in Amalfi, the town in Italy, there was a public bathroom, and it was the only one around, and so it's my only option, and there it is. It had the most beautiful tile in it that I've seen in my entire life. And I saw a lot of beautiful tile in Italy. So how that happened, I can't explain. But disgusting bathroom, beautiful tile. And so I took like a little mental picture and brought to life this coloring page that I love. If you've been to Italy, especially like Amalfi, the coast there, then you know there is just beautiful mosaic tile everywhere, and a lot of it found its way into this book. Anyway, there's a lot of tile in here, a lot of lemons, a lot of alcohol actually, but I mean, that just feels right. They can be mocktails if you are not a drinker. I myself don't drink very much, so we can just pretend. So anyways, I thought I'd take you through some of my favorite pages in here. There's nothing really that I like to talk more about than the art that like I'm proud of. And considering, like I said, that this took me so long, I have feelings and thoughts attached to each one of these. So page one of my faves, but I have a lot. This is actually based off of a just like viral photo that I kept seeing on Pinterest and Instagram of like this just really cute house that looked like it was in Provence. It had like a floral mural on it, and I was like, hey, I like a floral mural, so I drew my Mill and Meadow mural into the side of this house. This is the Painted Lemons pattern, just coloring bookified. Our first tile page. Ooh, yeah, this is inspired by, I did a Mother's Day sticker like last year, actually for a project licensing with Stanley, and I wanted to create that sticker in a just coloring book page. Bread, wine, lemons, figs, cheese. What else is there to say? Vintage plates. I kind of want to create like an entire book that's just me drawing like vintage china, but I doubt that'll ever happen, so I just littered this book with that. I drew this like illustration in probably 2018 or 2019. This I think was like before I even started law school, and actually right when the pandemic hit, I did like a little coloring page pack that I just printed at home and included with orders and had on my Etsy shop, and this was one of the coloring pages, so that's kind of crazy. I did redraw it for this book because I needed to make the dimensions and the line weight just what I wanted it to be, but this is an oldie but a goodie. This is my favorite tile page because it's like octagonal, and I had fun with the flowers that are in there, so I love that one. Little travel suitcase, love it. And then on this side you can see there is a coloring worksheet, which just is there basically because first of all, you can kind of make notes and test out your color swatches and stuff, but also if you want to use markers and you use like alcohol-based inks, there's pretty much no paper that those won't bleed through, unfortunately. But they won't bleed to the next page because this is really thick paper. That way you're not ruining another coloring page on the back. And all of the pages are perforated. You can kind of see in there. And that means that you can tear one of these pages out if you wanted to give it to a friend or for kids or anything like that, or, you know, frame it, then you're not losing another page if you tear it out. So that is why we have the worksheet on the back. And then this I actually drew first as a coloring page, and then it ended up in the Provence month of sticker script, which was in March. This is a staff favorite. I think it's pretty fun. Lauren's literally shaking on the other side of the camera. I present to you sardines, which are just very fun. This guy is my favorite. I feel like he looks like a little cartoon character. But anyway, I feel like this is a fun one. Oh, this actually is surprisingly in the running for one of my favorite pages in the book. I really love a good table flat lay, like just like a collection of things laid out on a table is one of my favorite kind of forms of composition. I just really like this, and this was Lauren's idea to do like a little cocktail page, and then I just lemonified it, and this says, "When life gives you lemons, make yourself a drink." So feels appropriate. Very The Good Life. This is the frame from the intro of New Girl, fun fact, because I used that in a design for a t-shirt that I made for my friend's bachelorette party, and then I was like, you know what, that frame is giving Amalfi. So here she is, coloring book form. I also reuse a lot of my art, so basically like I just have like a 6-year long archive of digital art at this point, and pretty much nothing goes to waste, hence the reusing the like bachelorette party design a little bit. Let's see what else is in here. That's good. I always turn the cover into a coloring page, so that one is the cover. And yeah, that's the book. There's me. So it was definitely a journey, like making this book without the help of my publisher this time, but now that I've done it once, I think it's gonna be real easy to crank out the rest of them. So I am completely done with everything, and it's in production for the next coloring book, which is called Put a Bow on It. And the third coloring book is going to be Farmer's Market, which heavily inspired by my sticker script month last year, which was August. And so that one is like pretty far done. I'm doing 40 pages in each book, and so that one is at like 35 right now. So almost done. Then I'll get to take a break from coloring books. Although I feel like it's when I don't need to produce them that I start making a ton of pages. Like I just did this week like 6 pages for a farther in the future book. I actually have files set up on my iPad for the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 other ones already started in their little folders on my iPad because I'm supposed to be working on the farmer's market one. And that is how I operate productive procrastination. Thankfully, I did manage to get this one done, and I'm hoping that by September or October of this year, all 3 will be available, and then hopefully in 2025 we'll have 3, 4 more. We'll see what I can get done. If you want to get your hands on this book and get to coloring, it's available on my online store now, and it's also available for wholesale. So if you have a store or you know anyone who owns a store that's local to you, they can stock these. And if you have any ideas for future coloring book themes or coloring pages, let me know. I love getting ideas. Like, I'm so inspired by comments and I love reading through them. So please drop your ideas below. I am so excited to hear them. And I bet we'll have some overlap because I've asked this question before and a lot of times I answer, I'm already working on it. And so that's really fun too, to know that we're on the same page. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe. Bye.